In a tremendous act of faith, Elijah has just won this great confrontation with the priests of Baal. He then has all of those false prophets killed. Only, surprise, surprise, the king's wife Jezebel doesn't like this so much, and so promises to kill Elijah. And so Elijah flees for his life, depressed, afraid and alone, into the wilderness. He cries out to God to take his life, and eventually he falls asleep. God then wakes Elijah up with an angel who feeds him.
Eat a Snickers. You always lose your edge when you're hungry.
And after another nap, God wakes Elijah up again with more food, which gave him enough strength to travel 40 days and 40 nights to Mount Sinai, the mountain of God. There, Elijah cries out to God again in desperation, fed up of being the only person who worships God. And so God has Elijah stand out on the mountain, and a mighty storm hits the mountain. But God isn't in the storm. After the storm, there is an earthquake. But God wasn't in the earthquake. And after the earthquake was a fire. But the Lord wasn't in the fire either. And then there is the sound of a gentle whisper. And when Elijah heard it, he had to move closer to hear God whispering in his ear. You see, sometimes we don't need the big miracles to be given faith. We don't need to see God come in power and might. Sometimes we don't even need to know that everything will be okay. And afterwards, God does tell Elijah about 7,000 others who were still faithful to God. But what Elijah needed at that time was to be close to God. You see, Jesus tells us that our Father knows what we need before we ask him. And Elijah doesn't need a big event or church to be close to God. God comes and whispers in Elijah's ear while he's isolated, alone, on top of a mountain. God tenderly takes care of Elijah.